Welcome to a very special video. I recently sat down with Igor from the AI Advantage and we decided to take a very different look at DALL-E 3. So far, everyone's assumed that the DALL-E 3 that you find within the Bing image creator is essentially the same as the DALL-E 3 integrated into ChatGPT+. But that couldn't be further from the truth, and you'd be surprised to see just how different the results can be. So that's why we took a closer look at multiple different use cases, just in order to figure out which one's actually better for each and every single use case. And if you'd like to discover even more comparisons of prompts between Bing Image Creator and ChatGPT, then check out the second part of this collaboration on Igor's channel, The AI Advantage. Now, let's dive in.
All right, so let's get into the first use case right here. Let's do video thumbnail.
But I need to read this out loud. So, dramatic video thumbnail. The thumbnail shows a collage of different stylistic elements and imagery that are commonly associated with spy movies and Cold War. The face of the agent should be clearly visible and dominant in the thumbnail. Display the title, The Hidden Truth, in clearly legible and bold letters. Use a font that fits the theme of a spy movie. Use cold, earthy color tones. All right.
Wow, pretty detailed.
Yeah, that's very detailed. But, you know, I think I like to see, can it hit all the necessary details?
So the use case for this, right, would be kind of a video essay on the Cold War, right? That'd be kind of the use case that we're looking at here.
Yeah. Or any other story that might have taken place during that time, right?
Yeah, exactly. So if we look at this, there's one obvious problem here, right? They're squares. And there's not there's not much we can do about that. We could use, you know, outpainting. We could take this into Photoshop, let's say, and fill in the parts to make it 16:9. But other than that, this limitation on Bing is just, it's a non-negotiable part of it, which is not great.
I mean, you could import it into the, you know, the classic DALL-E image editor, and then you could outpaint it there. Or of course you could use Stable Diffusion or whatever, but that would kind of defeat the point, right?
Yeah.
If you look at the other ones, they're kind of similar. I mean, I don't think they're bad as stylistically, but they're not really, like this one looks like a literal video on YouTube. This one's actually pretty close.
And I think the way it did it here, where it like left out the top and bottom part, it actually kind of got around the limitation of the aspect ratio, right?
Yeah, it did.
So that's interesting. I'm sure we could prompt it in a way where it does that on purpose, but I think it's time to head on over to ChatGPT and see what the prompt generator does with this.
Yeah. So wait, I'm just going to start a new chat again, just to be sure. By the way, we don't know whether this does make a difference. We're just doing it to be careful. All right, so let's see. Oh, man, it is a long prompt, I gotta say.
So it also writes a long prompt.
Yeah. Oh, it added the Berlin Wall here. Interesting. But it's saying thumbnail everywhere, right? Isn't it? Yeah. Photo thumbnail, wide image thumbnail, photo collage thumbnail. So it's kind of sticking to it.
It is, but it's a little different than YouTube thumbnail, right?
That's true. Well, the wide image thumbnail might work, though.
I think so.
Oh, wow. There you go.
Ooh, okay, this is...
I think we're properly impressed here, aren't we?
Yeah. I think this is the first time we had like multiple seconds of silence right after generation. Cool.
Oh shit! It even has the text in there. I didn't see it.
The hidden truth.
It's not big bold letters, but it's there.
Look at that. You know what? This one would be really great if you crop in on it. If you make like the square with the hidden truth, the bottom left. So if you like cut off the left part of it and you start there and you have this like big dominant character and then you have like the guns and the barbed wire. It's really good.
This one's really nice. And like even I really like this one too. This could be a literal thumbnail on YouTube.
It could also be a literal movie poster.
Yeah, that's true.
It's that good.
It's really polished.
Yeah.
And it has that sort of propaganda poster vibe to it as well.
And it got the aspect ratio right without us asking.
Yeah, well, it did here as well, right? So
yeah.
Let me check the other one. This one's also, here's the Berlin Wall. There you go. So this one is, I'm not sure whether it is a wider aspect ratio, but it's not, it's filled in some blanks here on the sides. But you can crop this.
You know what's interesting, and I bet this isn't a coincidence? 2 of them are male, 2 of them are female.
Yes, I was about to say that is not a male. Yeah.
And it just did that.
I mean...
And I don't think it's a coincidence that it's 50-50, you know? So it has... Well, I'm not saying that's good or bad. I'm just saying it's just a fact that it does that.
Well, it's bad in the sense that it ignored our instruction.
That's true.
This one's not bad either. Yeah. I like this prompt. I think I'm going to be creating thumbnails slightly differently in the future.
I think I'm going to screenshot this, OCR this, and run this myself. No, but actually, by the way, all the prompts are going to be in the video description below, so you can just copy them from there. But this is really great. Can I just check the original prompt one more time after reviewing the results?
Here you go. It covers everything. Like every single one has the hidden truth in there as well.
Aha, but wait a minute.
Just
to be fair, we never specified that we want a male agent, right?
Didn't we? Oh, true.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay. Interesting.
Fair enough.
So that's good. So in that case, that is great. I'm all for diversity in these things. Heck yeah.
Okay.
Really good result.
So
I think
this point clearly goes.
Yeah,
This is ChatGPT won this one. Like.
All right. ChatGPT winning this round. Nice. Let's move on to the next one. So we did video thumbnail. Now let's do book cover.
The prompt is not actually prompting a book cover because otherwise it would kind of give us the image of a book. But we want to have the cover image, not a mock-up, right? So photo of a true crime scene. The photo shows a stylized hallway from a high security prison. A pool of crimson red dark liquid is on the floor. Quick note, reason I'm doing this is because I don't want to say blood. The same paint is also splattered across the walls. The ceiling is decked in the fluorescent lights that are flickering. The atmosphere is dark, creepy, and the color tones are cold. Display a title, The Purge, across the bottom of the image in clearly legible and bold font. All right,
nice.
Create this.
So we're looking for a book cover of a book called Purge with blood on the floor. Those are kind of some essential elements here. I'm curious to see what it gets. Ooh, oh, that's scary. Why did we get one though?
I don't know. Let me refresh this because this is confusing. Why there's only one? There's only one. There's literally just one.
That's the first time I just see one.
Maybe it ran out of paint.
It's all on the floor.
Like, this is really well done. This is really
well done. This is like ready to go kind of, right? As a title image or something.
Like you crop this. You just crop this for a book cover and you're done.
Wait, let me tell you, this would be a great album cover too, right?
Should I generate this one more time just to see whether you get another one? Okay,
yeah.
Cool. Fortunately, I'm going to have to refresh again. I hate this. This is one thing I really hate about being image creator, but whatever.
Yeah, I think it gets so much traffic these days. I remember like when it came out, the day it came out and people like got on it and Matt Pro covered it on his channel. I think that day it was super fluent.
And I had like 2 hours waiting time at one point. Okay, so here are the other three.
Also
this
really
is good. Text is messed up, but this is good.
Wow.
And so is this one.
Interesting what it did to the door with kind of the prison bars.
Yeah, like I find this one impressive, especially because the text is not displayed like just overlaid, but it's actually at a perspective angle as if it's like on the floor.
Yeah, impressive. Nice.
Yeah.
Let's take this one to ChatGPT.
ChatGPT, new chat, and boom.
I'm curious to see what it does here.
Yeah, we know what's going to happen here, don't we?
We have a feeling, right? Let's let it play out.
Yeah. Like, I tried to avoid the word blood. We'll see what happens. Because, I mean, all of the prompts don't use the word blood. They all use, oh, I'm sorry.
True crime scene or similar content due to our content policy. So
Welcome
that's really
to the
disappointing.
kindergarten.
That's really disappointing, yeah. Because we're all grown-ups here, right? Yeah, that's really disappointing, but it's a good point. And I'm glad we arrived at this point too.
This is an issue that all of, like, Midjourney has the same issue in a different way, but the one thing I find really upsetting is this makes both of them really difficult to use in a more creative sort of film or storytelling environment, because a lot of these stories, they're gritty, they're dark, and it doesn't mean we're trying to create like macabre side of gore stuff. Like we're just trying to create something that's a bit, it's not just Care Bears, right?
Yeah.
And this makes it impossible.
It does. And if you think about it, they kind of just eliminated entire film genres, right? They're like, nope, can't work on horror stuff with this. Nope, drama is going to be really tough. Anything, you know, like criminal or like true crime related? Nope. Most stories based on like true events, right? Like a lot of them are like quite dark. Can't do that. Like romantic comedy, have fun. You know, cartoon, have fun. But it's like, that's a shame.
To give you an idea, so what I tried to do once, I had this photo of a Viking who had like, he had no shirt on. So I tried to use that image from Bing Image Creator to use as an image reference in Midjourney. And then it said, no, you can't use that because we don't allow shirtless image references. I'm like, are you kidding me? He's a Viking.
Yeah,
he's a Viking.
Put a shirt on, Sir Viking? That's ridiculous. Yeah, it's a shame, but good that we arrived at this point. And I think clearly this round goes to Bing Image Creator.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, just look at these. Yeah. This is clear. Okay, what's next?
Nice. So next up, let's do another simple one from one of mine. Let's do texture. Let's do the alligator skin one.
Texture. Got it.
Let's see how it handles those.
So alligator skin, low-key lighting, texture, and tile.
Okay, so quite simple, but this is quite a big use case I learned over time for people working with 3D. It's just no better way to get exactly what you want than... Okay.
So these are nice textures.
They aren't in a tileable format though, right?
No. No.
So did ignore that part.
None of these would be, I don't think any of these are seamless.
No, it can do that though. I tested this multiple times and you can get those outputs.
Oh, it does?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
But not here. But I think the low-key lighting, it got perfect, right? Very dramatic.
I mean, I really like the detail here. It's
yeah.
I'm not sure about this. This doesn't really look like a skin.
Yeah, this is more like dried paint or something, right?
Yeah, like paint. Yeah, like oil paint.
Yeah. I think if you're designing something, this is a great background, right? So I think this, serves the purpose. Let's see what ChatGPT does with these.
So, ChatGPT, am I in? Yep, DALL-E 3. Let's go. So look how it turns like this really short prompt into like a massively long block of text.
And this is where it kind of breaks, right? Because if you're just looking for a texture, you don't want to look oil painting, photo, illustration. It hasn't generated yet, but my feeling is that all of these will not be serving our purpose.
Yeah, I think the thing is it's basically filling in all the gaps. That's what it's doing. It's starting to interpret. Okay. Interesting. I mean, the first one is kind of in line.
Yeah,
right?
And it could be a 5th generation from DALL-E 3, so that's not bad.
Yeah, but this one, I don't know. This is art. This is just art.
Yeah, I'm not sure about this. If we talk about the use case of generating a texture, I think clearly, DALL-E 3 is preferred here. But again, it just seems to be due to the fact that we're limited by the prompt generator.
I mean, to be fair, we haven't really tried to find ways to circumvent this, right? We haven't told ChatGPT to not come up with its own prompts, right? So, but I think this is still a good thing to do because I think that what we're doing right now is much more realistic because I assume that most users will use it this way, right? So,
yeah. Just popped into my mind. Exactly. People are just going to go in, they're just going to type in their old prompts or type in something they're looking for. And if the result is not what they were looking for, they'll just move on. So good. I would give this round to Bing.
Yeah.
It didn't tile it.
Yeah.
I've seen other examples where it does that. That works super well inside of Midjourney.
This is definitely better.
Yeah, definitely better. Okay. Nice. Texture round goes here.
Next up.
So let's go to the film poster one.
Ooh, which one is? Ah, there we go.
Poster, nature versus human nature.
Okay. Film poster, nature versus human nature, double exposure silhouette, surreal. Okay. Which colors? Bam.
So this is one of my favorite prompts of all time. I just keep returning to this and I keep this is one of my go-to prompts. I just really love the versus keyword. It contrasts two things. That's not a film poster though, right?
No. Well, I mean, I guess you could turn it into one, but it's not really.
Okay. Maybe let's
but then again,
alter the prompt to add text.
Okay. So what do you want to add?
Let's say film poster for the movie.
For a movie called.
Let's call it Prompt Battle.
Oh my. Yeah. Okay. All right. But this is gonna be so cliched. Who knows? We'll see.
Because this is kind of what this is, right?
Yeah. I think it's gonna change all of the contents of the image itself, but we'll see. Oh, this is closer. This is closer.
It did change the content. Look at the guy with the gun at the bottom right. I really like the bottom left.
Yeah, the bottom left. Okay, let's start off with this one first. This could be movie poster. Clearly, you can see the credits at the bottom.
Yeah.
Just not sure what the movie's about, to be honest.
It's nature versus human nature.
This is also, I don't know. I don't know what this is.
Skip the text, right? Ignored the prompt battle part.
I mean, it's not ugly. Well, I mean, none of this is battle, is it?
This is my favorite.
So this is a nice one.
Okay.
And here's the gun.
It's a prompt battle.
Well, I mean, I'm not sure this is what the intention was, but there's a battle about prompts inside his head, right? And prompts are all about AI, right? So this is pretty, pretty meta.
It is pretty meta, and it's kind of he's in nature. He's like on planet Earth, but also in the universe, but also in his head, and he's fighting. So it's like there's a lot of layers to this.
I'd like to point out one little tiny interesting detail that they just decided to give him like this very interesting stubble beard down here for no apparent reason. It's like it's an unnecessary detail in the silhouette, but interesting.
I agree.
Okay.
I like how his hair is made out of trees.
Out of trees here, yeah.
Crazy. Yeah. Okay, let's see what this makes.
Okay, cool. So we take the exact same one, right? All right. So let's generate this for DALL-E 3. Okay, so now it's, oh my goodness, it's writing like a really massively long prompt. Look at this. Look how long this prompt is.
Okay, so it likes to expand its prompts, right? It's not very minimalistic with it.
Yo.
But you know what? It kind of nails
fine details.
These. Look at that. Both
yeah,
film
it does.
posters.
It does.
Let's see.
With fine details visible in every inch of the poster. Okay.
Let's see what that even creates. Should be interesting.
I'm really curious about this. Come on, don't keep us waiting. Spinning piece of death here. Let's go.
I really want to see this too.
What?
Whoa!
This is
Look at
this is not what I expected.
No. Okay.
UHD?
It's it's 4K. Man. Okay.
Okay, so I don't get why this is a wide angle now. I don't really get that.
Yeah, but it's impressive. I think across the board, these are just higher quality than the Bing image creator ones, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's quite obvious that they're all very much more polished. Like, I wouldn't necessarily say they're always better because it kind of depends on what your objective is. And you don't always want everything to be super polished, but the quality is considerably better. I mean, let's have a look at the other ones here. Like, I really like the fact here that they added the UHD at the top here, like not as part of the title, but like as, you know, filmed on UHD, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, interesting. And it did the beard again in a different way, but there's the beard. I love the color palette here and the way the composition flows. Like oh my God, it's how the hills are combined with, what is this? Is this waves or is this the space? I'm not sure, but it works.
I think it's like a nebula. It's a nebula, like a space nebula.
Okay.
But yeah, it
works really well.
Interesting. And it's already coming out in Jumber 888.
Jumber 88.
It couldn't make up its mind, right?
Yeah.
So, all right. Now this one is fascinating.
Indeed. And the way it composed that street into the, oh my God, into the lake.
Like,
yeah.
Like, look at this. So this is, I don't know what it's supposed to be, but it's fascinating. I really like this one.
I really like this one. This one is very printable, right?
Yeah. But it's not a movie poster.
It's not a movie poster. I agree. First two were. This one, just a great image.
This is a movie poster, kind of.
Yeah, this would also be a good thumbnail, right? Kind of.
What I really don't understand is why, you know, it seems like in some prompts, it completely, totally nails the text. And then in others, it does like these typical issues, like with double and triple lettering. I don't get it.
And it keeps reoccurring. I don't get it. I mean, it feels like, you know, with the text, they have GPT-4 Vision now, right? And if they just ran image number 4 through GPT-4 with Vision and they simply asked, does this image say prompt battle? Like with the examples we've seen, 100% it can pick up on that, right? And then it could regenerate a DALL-E image until GPT-4 Vision says that, hey, this is actually correct. So I think it's just a question of time until they kind of add that extra layer or set it up in a way where it actually checks itself. Because right now, a lot of the text generation is, you know, it's almost there.
Yeah.
It's rather rare that it gets it 100% right.
That's true.
So I think over time we'll get that. But yeah, this was a great success. So what do you think? Let's have a final comparison. Bing versus ChatGPT.
So quality-wise, I think it's no contest. I think DALL-E 3 is just way ahead, especially both in the image details, the overall polishedness, but also the text. What kind of bothers me, and I'll have to figure out whether there's a way to circumvent this, is that I don't really like the fact that it's rewriting my prompts. Yeah, and it's not clear to me as well whether this is the only other aspect ratio that it's capable of, or whether I can instruct it to do something else.
We'll figure that out.
I
mean, this is kind of a first impressions thing, but I think, yeah, for this particular one, it would have been better if this was a movie poster format as opposed to a 16:9. So yeah, I would say let's can you tab over? Like, can we compare it visually?
Yeah. So these actually look more like movie posters, like in the terms of like the color grading, I find.
I find it too. I think number 3 is my personal favorite. I think, you know, if I had to pick one, it got the aspect ratio kind of right. Now you could just crop in on it. The color palette looks like a movie poster. It's incredibly aesthetic, equally as much as the ChatGPT generations, but it has more of that like movie poster look to it, which is what we asked for. So I would say this one goes to Bing, but it's a close one.
I guess it's not really a direct comparison, right? Because we would have to find a way to force ChatGPT to create literally just based on our prompt, right? Then we would really know. Right?
But I think for the purpose, you know, of this little first impressions comparison, we can just judge it on a surface level like this.
Yeah.
Okay, so Christian, we looked at many use cases here. What do you make of this overall?
I think that the results that we've seen were somewhat unexpected by people. I think everybody thought, well, image creator by Bing, that's just DALL-E 3, isn't it? Well, it turns out it's not necessarily, right? So something else is going on in ChatGPT, and for the better or for the worse, right? As we saw.
I agree. So it seems pretty clear that it's a different model. You get a different level of quality, which can be a good thing, but doesn't have to, depending on what you're looking for. And I think right off the bat, we've seen that the prompt generator that comes with DALL-E 3 inside of ChatGPT is often helps you out, but not always, right? Because sometimes it will alter the way the image is created. Now, this is just a first impressions test. So I'm sure there's ways to get around this, but for somebody just hopping in and trying this, they will find that it doesn't do exactly the thing they were looking for because it thinks that it knows better. So it's just a thing that it's important to be aware of. But overall, different tools for different purposes, but definitely. Will you be returning to these and using these regularly? What do you think?
Of course. I mean, to be honest, the mere fact that I can create certain things with more coherence in either of these two tools and then take that image, go back to Midjourney and use it as an image reference to then get the aesthetic that I need from Midjourney with all the different sort of editing options is already a huge helper. You know, it's not binary, right? These tools are all sort of meant to be used in conjunction with each other, I think.
I would fully agree.
So I think we can all agree that some of these results were really surprising, and I wouldn't even say there is a clear winner. Certain use cases just work better with one or the other tool. But if you're curious to find out just how well Bing Image Creator or ChatGPT fared with the different other use cases, then make sure you check out the second part of this collaboration at the AI Advantage. That's it for today, and I'll see you in next week's video. Keep on learning and take care.